Hey, welcome back. Does anybody know what time it is? It's Super Timer time. Stay tuned, we'll check it out. Okay, the Super Timer. The Super Timer is basically the SwissChamp, but it has the timepiece from the Timekeeper. So if you haven't watched the Timekeeper video, go back and check that out. Have a lot of good history and stuff like that on it. But we'll get into this knife. It's 91 millimeters, 8 layers wide, and with the additional width of the timepiece, it comes out to about 1 5/8 inches. Alright, so we'll start on the back layer here. We have a 4-turn solid corkscrew. With the precision screwdriver, and this is again of the earlier variety, 1983 to the early 2000s, with the round handle, the Swiss pat. It doesn't really want to fit in there too well. Not sure if that's the correct one for this knife or not. Get the 1991 edition of the push pin. This one is a little bit rusty and somewhat bent, so it has been used. We get the chisel, which was added in 1985. Again, we can see the tip is a little bit worn on this one. We get the 1985 or post-1985 version of the precision screwdriver for the back layer. That is the same one that's current today. We get the multi-purpose hook, introduced in 1991. The post-1985 reamer awl with the sharpened edge and the sewing eye. And then our keyring location is in the post-1991 location. Now with the Super Timer, we get the full opening layer to include the can opener and precision screwdriver, or basically a tool that can operate as a Phillips screwdriver. Get the cap lifter with a 90-degree stop, the wire bender or stripper, and hollow ground screwdriver. The earlier pattern of the inline Phillips, which was introduced in 1973 and ran until about 2003-2004 with the 90-degree stop. And the difference between this version and the newer version is this one is longer. Get the 8-power magnifying glass, also introduced in 1973. In 2004 they went to a clear surround and 5-power. We get what makes it the SwissChamp over the Champion C, which is the addition of the pliers. They were introduced in 1986, and in 1988 I believe they went to a 3mm wide, and then in 95 you get the crimper. We get the scissors, again of the pre-92 variety, because it has the screw, double band spring, and the spring guiding groove added in 90. Next up, we get the fish scaler, which is a single bevel. I believe this is a post 87 because it has no magnetic tip. Then you get the scale in both inches and metric, and then of course the hook disgorger. we get the wood saw, 29 tooth, right weighted. And I don't know if we'll be able to pick it up, but we do have that post 79 bump on this one. We get the 1975 to 1990 version of the metal saw or file. And again, that has to do with the grind and how far it comes down on the tang. You get the standard main blade. And for tang stamp, we get Victorinox Switzerland Stainless Rossfry with the Officer Suisse on the back, bow and arrow, and the plus sign that touches. That is a 1986 to 1992 tang stamp. Standard pen blade, which has been current since '73. And again, just like the Timekeeper, we kind of get the plus scales, but we don't get the tweezers because we get the time piece. But we get the toothpick. We can get it out. And the pressurized pen that writes in blue ink. Obviously, some similar knives to this are going to be the Victorinox Timekeeper, which we looked at previously. And then if you take the timepiece off and put plus scales on it, you get the SwissChamp, or the SwissChamp Plus, I guess, in that configuration. If you remove the pliers, you get a Champion C at 7 layers. And that about does it. Another look at that timepiece there with the earlier style of Roman numerals. Alrighty, if you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe below, and as always, I appreciate your time. Stay tuned and be nice to one another.